Welcome back to In Your Neighborhood. I'm your host, Sharla Brown, and today we are speaking with Mike Nitz from the United Way. He's the 2014 chair. And before the break, we were talking about different agencies, all the programs, but I'd love to talk about some of the events. So what are some of the highlights that's already happened this year?
So we kick off each campaign with the breakfast in September, but we never really stop at the United Way. We have our campaign wrap up in February of each year. We announce how much was raised, and then we start looking forward to the following year. So really we're strategic early on, and right now we're planning a lot of the events and planning out how the rest of the year is gonna look like. But we just had one of our largest events, and that's the Great Billboard Rescue that happened at Lowry's, with Investors Group really providing a lot of support for that. Right. And we raised over $141,000 for our funded agencies. So that was a great event. So we had community leaders and employees at certain employers go up in the scissor lift. They stayed up there, they made calls, they raised money to hopefully come down and not stay up there all day, because it was pretty
chilly day that day, yes,
and windy. So yeah, 141,000 was raised for that.
Wow.
So that's a huge event and a great boost to our campaign, and really providing that momentum now that carries on through the summer months, through the fall, and finally wraps up at the end of the year.
Right. So I know you haven't set a goal for the 2014 campaign yet, but based on what is normally the goal? What was 2013's goal?
So 2013 we set a goal of 2.7 million.
Right.
This year we're going through that right now. So on our campaign team we have different divisions represented, whether it's business and commercial, whether it's provincial government, federal government. We have a number of different areas and divisions that set individual goals, which creates our campaign goal. And really we're going based on community needs. So it's not always about increasing the goal every year. It's about what's the needs of the community. Needs of the community are growing, and in turn our goal is usually increased. But we'll find out in a few weeks what our goal will actually be, and then we're going to reveal it to the community in early September at our campaign kickoff breakfast.
Right. And do the charities involved, do they submit basically a budget or a needs list every year? Is that kind of what you look at as well when you're trying to figure out that?
Yeah, as part of the allocation process, when they submit their application, there's a highlight of the program that they're doing, how much it's going to cost to deliver on that, and then based on how much we raise, that's when we do that allocation side.
Right.
Of things, yeah.
So what others are some other fun events that people can look forward to, getting involved or participating in over the course of this next year?
There's some exciting ones that employers specifically put on. So the city employees had a dinner and dance a couple weeks ago, and it was a phenomenal event. 300 people, I think, were out at the Valhalla raising money for the United Way. So a lot of employers are doing individual events, whether it's a barbecue for their clients. There's Dress Down Fridays, so if anyone watching wants to do a Dress Down Friday, that's something you can contact the United Way about and get little stickers, and it's just that whole team building side, and we're raising money at the same time for United Way. Right. Some places have done a chili cook-off, so they got different managers in the organization to make a chili, everyone comes together and pays for lunch. That one raised over $800, right? So there's lots of fun little events and creative events that people can do to help raise money for United Way.
Right, and really it's something that anybody could take on. If they wanted to do a project that in the community or a fundraiser and have the proceeds go to the United Way, that anybody could really do a car wash, a barbecue, different things like that, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll help them with ideas. So if someone isn't sure what they want to do, maybe they're in a certain industry, we'll help them kind of frame out what ideas have worked in the past for other places. Right. And we'll help them kind of plan for those events and give them an event in the box, we call it, where we send them kind of the details behind it when they're considering putting on an event.
Right, and along with some information on the United Way so that their participants can learn more about the organization and all the agencies that it represents as well.
Yeah, and that's the important part. We want the employees to feel really good about what they're doing and know what they're raising money for. So that's where maybe if they would sponsor one of the agencies, or they would really find out about one of the agencies that United Way supports, right? So they have a closer tie with their dollars. Everybody has limited dollars, and they want to know that their money is having the most impact as possible. And that's one of the great things about United Way and the allocations process and the 29 agencies and all of that great work.
Absolutely. Now you've got some bigger events that are specific for the United Way. There's the Bearskin Airlines Charity Golf Classic. I imagine that's coming up.
Yep, June 5th.
Wonderful.
So that is put on by Bearskin. They host a golf tournament, and all proceeds go to United Way. So that's going to be a fantastic event. And this year it's in memory of Harvey Friesen.
Oh,
so
right.
One of the owners of Bearskin Airlines who passed away early this year. So this year is going to be extra special in memory of Harvey.
Exactly. So I imagine on the website there's all the information as to how to get involved. We're going to put all the website information on the screen as well, so people can learn more about the United Way. And then the Stall Foundation Open, that's coming up in July.
Yeah, so Thunder Bay, it's a great year for Thunder Bay. They're getting a Canadian PGA Tour event coming here.
Exciting.
So that whole organizing committee did a phenomenal job putting a package together and attracting the Canadian PGA Tour to hold an event here at Whitewater in July. And we're really excited to be one of the charities of choice. So all the money raised through ticket sales, so people can buy a ticket for one day, for the whole week, the whole event, and that money will be divided between United Way and the Hospital Health Sciences Foundation. So that's a really great event that's going to be happening, and hopefully people will go out and buy a ticket. They can buy one online, they can show up at the event, but we're really happy that half of the proceeds of ticket sales are coming back to United Way to allow us to help the community needs that are out there.
Absolutely. And I'm interested in, you've said you've done some tours now this year of all the different agencies and stuff like that. Maybe what are some programs or things that's kind of touched you that you didn't know maybe happened in the community that you think, wow, it's awesome that, you know, the United Way is able to help make these things happen. Yeah,
and every week, having done this for I think 11 weeks now, every week you learn more and more, and you feel better and better about the support that's doing, and that's just over 33% of the total agency. So I can't wait till I visit all 29. But the latest one was at the CNIB. And spoke with one of the employees there who teaches babies who are born without sight how to crawl, how to interact with their environment. And she showed me pictures and video, and that was one of the ones where, yeah, there's tears streaming down your face just imagining your child going through this, and really makes you feel good about the work you're doing and the funds you're raising for a program like that. And again, that's just one of 63 programs that we provide funding for here in Thunder Bay.
Right, so that makes a huge difference in a lot of different people's lives in the city, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you, Mike, for coming on, and the last segment of the show we're going to talk about the United Way Day Caring, and we have Jessica and Keith that's going to be coming up to talk to us about that. But for all the volunteer work that you do to be the 2014 chair, I'm sure it's a full-time job on top of a regular full-time job, but it's great that you're doing that. So thanks for being on the show. You also wanted to do a shout out that you also have a Facebook page and Twitter.
So we'll put that on the screen maybe. United Way has a Facebook site, so if everyone, usually they're probably on your phone.
Right.
So go to the United Way of Thunder Bay Facebook site, like that, and then on Twitter, UWayTBay is our Twitter handle. So people, when they're attending an event or raising money for United Way, they can attach UWayTBay to their tweet.
Absolutely, perfect. Well, we will be right back with Jessica and Keith, and we'll be talking about this year's United Way Day of Caring and Gen X.